When I smiled gently, they called it fake. When I showed anger, they said I was short tempered. When I spoke little, they labeled me proud. When I spoke much, they called me talkative. When I agreed with them, they mocked me as a yes man. When I worked hard, they called me an interferer. When I followed their lead, they said I was a victim. When I greeted everyone, they called it drama. When I stopped greeting, they called it pride. When I gave advice, they labeled me arrogant. When I made my own decisions, they called it overacting. When I cried, they dismissed it as drama. When I questioned them, they called me cunning. When I withdrew and stood alone, they called me a coward. When I fought for my rights, they called me an activist. When I stopped reacting, they said I was emotionless. I spent years living for these critics, constantly worrying about what they would think or say. In the end, my life became a failure because I was trying to please everyone. Finally, I abandoned their opinions and chose to live for God instead. I embraced the verse, if we live to the Lord, and if we die to the Lord. Whether we live or die, we belong to the Lord. Only then did I find true happiness and peace.